Welcome back to Wrestling City. As always, I'm Taylor, and today I am checking out 10 wrestling secrets accidentally revealed on WWE TV. Let's check out this video from WrestleMania. I expect it to be a good one because they always upload great content. So here we go.
Off the apron through a table.
10 WWE wrestlers who exposed a big secret on camera. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Number 10, Kevin Owens. And whenever a wrestler is set to bleed in a match, there are numerous ways this can be achieved. A wrestler could use a blood capsule, but this is often messy and sometimes looks quite fake. This can be done well, that's if the camera doesn't pick up on it, and best results are usually when the wrestler uses the capsule in their mouth. Take for instance when Rey Mysterio sold the Great Khali's vice grip by using a blood capsule. It looked incredibly effective. In fact, this image really scarred a lot of children when they were young. Our wrestler can be opened up the hard way, which means that the wrestler will legitimately be cut open during the match. This is sometimes done via a stiff strike or even a ring post. However, the more common way is via a razor blade, as a wrestler will then slice their forehead with a small incision, and the small cut will mix with the sweat on the head to create the famous crimson mask. Now the razor blade is usually hidden in the wrestler's wrist tape, or sometimes the referee for the matchup keeps it until it's time for the wrestler to blade. In those circumstances, when the wrestler is then ready to gig, the referee will then discreetly hand it over to them. But at the 2025 Elimination Chamber event, Kevin Owens was set to bleed during his match versus Sami Zayn. During the action, Owens would legitimately drop the razor blade in the ring. This was actually visible on screen, and this meant that WWE were forced to abandon.
He says it's pretty visible on screen, but I hadn't. This is the first time I'm seeing that. So I mean, I guess it was maybe I'm the only one that didn't see it, but yeah, I'm the only one that did not see that. Wow, that's crazy.
The blading elements that was scripted in the match. Now, thankfully, the lack of blood didn't take away from the match, as the match received universal praise from fans and critics alike. Number 9, Michael Cole. Michael Cole has a key job in WWE, as his role is to guide the audience through the match, as well as direct information from the backstage area to fans at home. Well, sometimes Cole's commentary has been called out for being overly scripted. This was especially the case when Vince McMahon used to bark orders at him through his headset. Infamously at WrestleMania 32, Cole could be seen reading from the script during The Undertaker vs. Shane McMahon, and this completely took fans watching at home out of the moment. The moment would have been 10 times better had Cole just shouted out what he had just seen, such as JR's infamous commentary at 1998's King of the Ring. Obviously, the blame doesn't fall on Cole, as it would have been McMahon that insisted that Cole stick to the script word for word, and he would have been seriously reprimanded if he dared deviate away. But now things are a lot different in WWE.
Like, so there's times where I'll go back and watch a some sort of show during the Vince McMahon era when he was in charge and all that stuff, and you can tell just how much, especially the commentary team, how much different they sound. Because back when Vince was in charge, they sounded like robots. I mean, it was bad, and luckily Triple H is, I don't know what he's doing differently about that, but they don't sound like they used to. Because like I said, they sounded like robots, and it was bad. Sometimes I just wanted to mute the TV because it was just hard to sit there and listen to him, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxon. It didn't sound authentic. It didn't sound real. It was awful.
WWE. Without the presence of Vince McMahon in Cole's headset, commentary is less scripted. However, that doesn't mean that the commentary team have to stick to some sort of script. Let's fast forward to 2025, and Cole's conversation with Triple H was leaked thanks to WWE not muting the commentary audio during a commercial, as the commercials would air differently from the UK to the US. This took place at Saturday Night's main event, and whilst it exposed the business somewhat, it was reassuring to hear how relaxed and eased Cole sounded during his talk with the boss. Number 8, Randy Orton. Now in 2014, a clip of Randy Orton went viral, and for good reason. Following an episode of Raw in 2014, a video surfaced of Orton asking the production member if Raw was off the air.
I remember
Once
this.
the production team member informed Orton that WWE were indeed off the air, Orton stopped selling immediately and acted like nothing had just happened. Now, the footage was captured by numerous fans in attendance, and it definitely broke the illusion of a beaten-down pro wrestler for a lot of younger fans in attendance. Now, if this was a newer member of the WWE roster, then they likely would have been punished for this, but due to Orton's tenured status, it was probably laughed off backstage. Number 7,
I
Paul
guess so.
Heyman. Now, even when WWE presented unscripted shows such as Talking Smack, Vince McMahon was still heavily directing what the talent said and did, and this was confirmed thanks to Paul Heyman in 2020. In 2020, Heyman appeared on Talking Smack, and he accidentally revealed a memo from McMahon on camera which stated, "Identify all consequences if Roman loses, per Vince." McMahon would have been absolutely livid that this was caught on camera, especially as WWE were insisting that these types of shows weren't scripted in any capacity. Number 6, Austin Theory.
Okay.
Up until 2022, there was a ton of debate around what was inside the Money in the Bank briefcase. Was there a legitimate contract
You go back and you hear the stuff that like Vince did, and it's crazy how much different things are now. I mean, it's just night and day. How it blows my mind, honestly. It really does. How much different this stuff like that. I don't even know, man. It's just.
Did wrestlers store personal items? Well, no. It turned out that the briefcase was completely empty. Now, this was seen on Raw in 2022, as Austin Theory's Money in the Bank briefcase would fly right open, and the lack of contents would be exposed to the entire world, as there wasn't even a contract inside the briefcase itself. Now, this wasn't exactly Theory's fault, but it was within WWE law that the Money in the Bank briefcase was locked and only accessible when the time came for a cash-in. It was also acceptable within the law that a physical contract paper would be placed inside. However, that was all exposed. Number 5, MVP.
Damn.
Now, the Inferno match is one of the most visually pleasing matches WWE have ever delivered.
I think I know what they're about to talk about.
WWE keeps the wrestler safe by limiting any contact with the fire. During an appearance at WrestleFest, MVP would claim that he would wear a flannel suit to protect him during his 2006
I've heard
Inferno
this.
match versus Kane. Working with Kane in the Inferno match was terrifying. They set me on fire, man. I was literally on fire. The cool thing about it was that underneath
I remember
had
watching
like a flannel suit that.
Just a quick little story. I remember watching this live at my grandmother's house, and I was like, I was what 6 or 7 at the time, and I want to say I started almost like crying because I felt so bad for MVP because Kane just set this guy on fire. Oh goodness.
That was dumped in this like freezing cold gel, and then on top of that I had a dry one, and then the seamstress had to sew the top and bottom together, and then I had the real outfit on top. That gel was so cold that my balls were like up in my stomach, but when it came time to do the match and he set me on fire, that helped out a lot. Now, some may say that MVP was exposing the business here, but a wrestler detailing how a stunt was performed almost 2 decades prior isn't going to shake things up too much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I remember
4,
saying that.
Randy Orton, Black Goo. Similarly to blood capsules, mist capsules are placed in the mouth at the last second. These are usually hidden on the wrestler's body, or sometimes a referee will keep a hold of it. Randy Orton, despite being a legend, wasn't the best at disguising it when he had to use a capsule for the black liquid during his feud with The Fiend, as he would often be seen putting the capsule in his mouth just seconds before the spot was done. This also goes for Alexa Bliss as well, as during a match at Extreme Rules, Charlotte Flair would destroy Alexa Bliss's beloved Lily doll, and this caused Alexa to go into a full-on meltdown. She would then head up to the stage area, clutching the doll in her hand, but then went into a hypnotic state of rage, foaming from the mouth. Now, those who watch carefully could see Alexa Bliss putting an Alka-Seltzer tablet in her mouth. This would literally lead to the visual effect of her foaming at the mouth. Yeah, kind of looked goofy, didn't it? Number 3,
Yeah.
Mick Foley.
I don't
Now, the
remember
Buried
watching
Alive match
that.
has always been a match type that has fascinated fans. Due to the real risk within the match, WWE is to make sure the match is executed to perfection. For
Well,
the match to go down safely, they will usually involve multiple wrestlers in the match, and for the actual grave, they will traditionally incorporate a trap door. According to WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley,
I'm
during the
sure
interview
everybody
inside the
knows
ropes,
about this
when
one.
the initial Buried Alive match went down, there was a little safety precautions in place, and he was legitimately gasping for air. He pulled me out of that grave, and I'm not acting when I come out of there gasping for breath after 17 minutes of hard work and being buried alive. Now we have to figure out how to fill a 6 foot by 8 foot by 4 foot hole with earth in 5 minutes of TV time. There's a reason why every subsequent Buried Alive match has had a backhoe to simply push the earth in there. Foley would also reveal that the initial Buried Alive match utilized the aforementioned second shelf. It's me and the Executioner, and then John Bradshaw Layfield comes to help, and Triple H as well. Slowly but surely we're covering that earth, and at a certain point they did a magician's switcheroo, where the live body went into the underground layer, and then they brought out a secondary shelf that was filled with earth. Now in 2003, WWE would also accidentally show another added secret to the match. During the match between Vince McMahon and The Undertaker, fans could see the dead man using the shovel in the grave, likely using it to access a trapdoor underneath.
Dang.
The next time the camera panned to the grave, The Undertaker was selling, but the shovel had mysteriously disappeared. It was likely that WWE weren't expecting The Undertaker to be standing upright when the digging was being done. This must have led to a ton of commotion backstage. Number 2, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus.
Wow.
In a traditional Royal Rumble match, there's usually a lot of downtime where wrestlers are just selling in the corner. At the 2023 Royal Rumble, Sheamus and Drew McIntyre exposed this by having a casual chat whilst they were supposed to be selling. The camera picked this up in clear view, and this moment led to a ton of discourse online. Rumble matches are filled with wrestlers just having a chat or zoning out. Another instance was at the 2008 Rumble, when CM Punk was marking out over Roddy Piper and Jimmy Snuka. He then proceeded to have a chat with John Morrison before Morrison remembered that the two were in a blood feud just a few months prior. Number 1, one of the main talking
Tucker.
points coming out of the 2020 Hell in a Cell pay-per-view was the fact that Tucker had exposed to the world that WWE promos are scripted. The pay-per-view featured The Miz capturing the Money in the Bank briefcase by defeating Otis. The match featured a notable heel turn from Tucker, who turned on his best friend, ending the Heavy Machinery tag team. Following this, Miz and John Morrison would take part in a backstage interview when suddenly they would be interrupted by Tucker. Tucker noticeably had his promo script in hand, and when he realized
Oh,
this, he hilariously
man.
threw it to the side. Tucker was clearly hoping that nobody would notice, but this was WWE in the year 2020, so fans could just rewind the clip. The clip went viral, and Tucker was drastically moved down the card as all the blame fell on him for exposing one of the most fundamental elements of how WWE operated at the time. There you have it, folks. 10 WWE wrestlers.
Yeah, man. Well, that was a pretty good video right there about WrestleMania. I mean, they always upload. I always enjoy watching their top 10 list or their 10 list of this or that. I enjoy watching those a lot. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and hit that like button. We are on the road to 400 subscribers. We are just about 15 or 14 away, I believe. So yeah, hit that subscribe button and come join Wrestling City. Help us make Wrestling City the greatest city in the world. And that's about it. I will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully I'll have a video out sooner rather than later. But see you guys next time. Peace.